Today's episode is brought to you by FNX. If you're looking to lose weight, gain weight in the most healthiest way possible, FNX is where you need to go. You're talking about a section you're looking to gain weight. There's a section you're trying to lose weight. There's also even a section you're trying to better your performance when you're out there trying to be the best you. Please go to the link that is in this video. But also, you have to look the part. We're trying to unlock that inner athlete in you. Speaking of inner athlete, hey, you know how we get down. So, fill up your shopping carts. Once you get to checkout, use the promo code BTSI for 15% off. Again, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. My apologies about that. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the season 8 premiere of the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Those of you guys who are watching me, you're watching me now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and I'm on my IG Live right now. And of course, you guys can see the background. I'm also on Clubhouse. I got my boy Big Bad Gas, Trini, Lisi, Black Man, and JD in the building. Vince and Nikki's in the audience. How you guys are doing today? We're going to do the usual. We're going to get into our quick hits. Then we're going to talk about a little journey on how I got here and why do I do this on the scale that I'm doing it on. And also, we're going to talk about, we talked about this a couple of days ago in regards to Ralph Lauren's HBCU collab and how Black people still have an issue with that, which is crazy to me. But we're going to get into all of that today on the season 8 premiere of the BTSI show. So, with that being stated, you guys know what you need to do. Subscribe to my YouTube page, like this video, follow me on all social media accounts. And those who are new to my Clubhouse room, please like the greenhouse, follow me, follow any speaker that you resonate with. Also, we are still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, I will then donate $100 to one lucky person. Just one lucky person will get $100. So you guys know momentum word. We're close to 500. Once we reach that goal on YouTube, I will donate somebody $50. Trust me, gas prices are a little bit too high, so don't act like you don't need it. Also, you guys feel generous, you're more than welcome to donate to my Cash App as well. And heads up, we will be taking viewers, audience members to call into the show. We got people on stage, so I do need to let you guys know, participants, waive all rights to privacy. My room is recorded. This is a live stream, so if you don't want to be recorded, I will respect your wishes. Go ahead, hit the leave quietly button, and there'll be no hard feelings. All right. Now, before we get to quick hits, let's go ahead and bring in one of the sponsors of today's show, which is Wavilo. Today's episode is brought to you by Wavilo. Of course, you guys see me with my Bakari watch. Looks nice. How you guys doing? But if I wanted to go out, just a casual wear, and it's kind of chilly outside. Not bad. Let's add some more color to it. That's gonna look good for the photo shoot. Get with the brand that's versatile, that can cover you in all areas of fashion for men and women. So go to the link that's in this video, fill up your shopping carts. Once you do, the promo code is BTSI for 50% off. I repeat, BTSI for 50% off at checkout. All right, y'all. Building as we fly, but it's all good. All right, y'all. Let's get into quick hits, shall we? Just to give a little taste. We ain't gonna spend too much time on quick hits. Just want to get to the meat and potatoes of everything. Let's talk about, and for those who don't know, quick hits is just when I tackle topics in the news today. Just want to make sure I touch everything as much as I can. Things I find interesting to talk about. Like, for example, we all been waiting for something in regards to the TV show Martin. They used to come out in the 90s. This is a classic. Some of us been waiting. Some of us believe it should not be touched. Not only did somebody touch it, they fucked it up. There's a new movie called Pam and Tommy, a Detroit love story. And yes, Gina's in it, Martin's in it, but the movie's based off of Tommy and Pam's relationship. It's more of a serial killer type of movie. And I guess Cole is the killer. I don't know why people in 2022 still continue to touch classics and mess up the history. This is about as bad as Michael Jordan returning to play basketball for the Washington Wizards. Leave my classics alone. This is going to be a joke. I'm not watching this. I'm not supporting this. This was a money grab, and I don't know who signed off on this. Whoever signed off with this need to be fired or just needs to be locked. No, they just need to be thrown in jail. So Pam and Tommy, I do not support. This is not going to be a good movie. You guys are more than welcome to prove me wrong. Good luck with that. Next up, the Moore Show ending after 30 years. The show, the infamous "You Are Not the Father," is finally ending. And you asked me, the show should have kind of been ended because I don't know why. I don't know why people continue to go on the show and make an ass of themselves. Because to be honest, it's quite common now. If you don't know who your father is, it's almost a shrug. It's like you're expected to not know who your father is because the government's going to take care of you, regardless. So, although there were some good shows, there were some good times, especially in the early 90s, late 2000s, I think. No, mid 2000s. The Moore Show was entertaining, but nah, it was time for that show to go. Appreciate Moore for what he has brought to us, but nah, time to retire. And this guy, I did a show on this a couple of years ago. I do not check for this person because he doesn't take his mental health seriously enough. And the only time he want to complain about is when it's to his benefits. We're talking about Kanye West. Ladies and gentlemen, what Kanye West is doing right now, and like I said, I don't check for this guy. I only hear about him when people throw it in my face. What he's doing right now is abuse, not physical abuse. I'm not saying he puts hands on Kim or anything like that, but all this stalking, torturing, harassment, all of that is some type of abuse. And I don't know why there are some people who are championing this. I don't care for Kanye, Pete Davidson, Kim Kardashian. I gained some respect for her in the business world, but other than that, I don't give 2 cents about this because ultimately the children are suffering. I need to let y'all know this real quick. This is a perfect example of abuse. What Kanye is doing right now is abusive. Now, I don't understand how someone with this much money could make such stupid decisions, but what Kanye doing right now is creating a paper trail to ultimately lose custody of of his children. He said this is what he's fighting for. I want to believe him because I want to believe that all fathers want to fight for their children. But this is a piss poor way of going at it. He's going to lose custody of his kids if this is what Kim wants to do because she has all the leverage. She has all the leverage right now because she's a woman in this country. Now you gave her more leverage to keep your kids away from her. And to be quite honest, you're not taking your mental health serious enough for me to believe that you need to be in possession of your children. So I hate to break it to you, Kanye. If you want your kids back, it's not looking too good for you. And that was quick hits. Let me talk to the audience real quick. In regards to the topics, that bullshit ass Martin reboot that no one asked for, Maury ending, and Kanye being Kanye. What's y'all takes on that?
I mean, I'm kind of glad Maury ended, to be honest, because it painted black people in bad light. When I was younger, it was entertaining because I didn't understand the full ramifications of what was actually going on. So I'm kind of glad that it ended. It's crazy that the shit went on for 30 years. I didn't even know that, but, you know, it went on for 31 years. As far as Kanye, it's kind of hard for me to comment on Kanye because I honestly don't believe the shit that I see on TV, the news, or social media. I mean, I think he do have mental health issues, but a lot of the stuff that he's saying, he has good points. Like, I wouldn't want my 8-year-old on TikTok. I mean, a lot of the stuff he's saying, I think he's using social media because that's the only tool that he has to fight. You know what I'm saying? The Kardashians, they attention whores. They love attention. And you know, I think Kanye became that too once he got with Kim. But I think he using the only tool that he has to fight with. So he just using it to the max.
Interesting. Trini, what's up?
So I actually think I disagree, and I'm going to explain why I disagree. So before Kanye West got with Kim Kardashian, he was always an attention seeker. I've been a Kanye fan for a very long time, and he's always liked the spotlight. Social media is not the only way to get your point across, but it is definitely a way to document. So if you pay attention to like actual law cases, the way to try to win is to try to pursue the jury. Or to try to pursue the people because they're the ones that ultimately see you and make a decision, and then the judge can overrule. So that is the reason for taking to social media because Kanye West has a very strong voice. However, if Kim were to do the same exact thing that Kanye was doing, Kim's actually a bit more influential because she's the one that created she's the one that trademarked that term viral because she was the first person to go viral. She was the first person to get paid and monetized for making a post. So she can equally do that. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of who they are, celebrities, their children are hurting. And they will be hurt, unfortunately, because even after the smoke clears with this, it's forever going to be on in the internet, you know. And they can always pull it back up and see it, and they're going to have to relive it because I mean, things that happened with Kim. Remember, Kim was known for Kim and Ray J. Even to this day, people still talk about that clip, and that was years ago. They still talk about it. So I just wish that more people, I don't care whether it's a celebrity or not, they would focus more on the children's well-being and their mental health, opposed to allowing their emotions to get involved in my play there.
I don't have a problem with that. I agree. The children are losing. And like I say, because this man doesn't take care of his mental health, he's not realizing that. And that's the sad part. Big Bag Training. I appreciate you guys. Anybody else want to comment on Quick Hits today? That Pam and Tommy love story that nobody's watching. Maury going away after 30 years. And Kanye being Kanye.
I'm not actually surprised at the Pam and Tommy story at all, given that you see a lot of these rewrites of previous programs being done. You know, you have the NBC where they go back and they take current stars and they put them in a live version of older shows that were in their catalog. You see the revamp of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a dramatic series on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually being produced by Will Smith.
Right.
You see that a lot. It really depends on whether it's done in poor taste or not. You certainly don't want to see a Lifetime movie network quality of a show like Martin. It will be interesting to see what they do with a more kind of dramatic thriller twist on that show. It seems a little odd since it was so far comedic. But we'll see. I think it may do well. They have at least a decent script and some decent actors or actresses in it. If not, then it's really going to upset the fan base that still supports the show, who, by the way, is in the midst of a possible rewrite to bring back the original show in a new format. We'll see how that goes. In terms of Kanye, I don't really think that this is really a matter of his mental health. I think that gets overblown. You have to remember that Kim's mother has probably one of the most powerful public relations firms in the world under her umbrella.
Yes.
And they have all the big tabloid people under their thumb, which is why if you go even on Yahoo right now, every single day you're going to see 2 or 3 articles about something going on with the Kardashian family. They don't even have a show on TV. Like, I got care about Tristan Thompson's baby mama and her child being in a onesie for St. Patrick's Day. I don't care about Kourtney Kardashian and freaking Travis Barker. I don't care about the fact that Kanye is upset that his still wife is getting glazed up by a B-list person from Saturday Night Live. That's why he's ticked off. His wife is committing adultery in real time for the world to see. That's not very fun. It's the woman you got 4 kids with. So I would expect him to react in any way he can to keep control of the narrative, because he doesn't have a public relations order they can fight with the Kardashians are able to do. And they will vilify this and make it seem like they're all up and up. The man had to move from freaking Montana, where he had an estate, to literally right across the street from Kim just to have consistent access to his children. Now, granted, the shenanigans may be a little bit beyond the pale, but he's doing it because that's the only way in which he can actually voice his opinion. Outside of the court case, which is probably sealed to hell's gates, which is why you're not going to hear anything about what really happened. And you see a number of these things going on with people that kind of have the advantage of public relations. But when you dig into the fact patterns, the math ain't mathing. Like this thing with, Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. Just so happened recently, for instance, they found out that she was trying to holler at A$AP Rocky. So Rihanna and Sierra unfollow her on Instagram, and Rihanna fired her from being a Fenty ambassador. So, things reveal themselves over time. I think it'll be interesting to see where that goes. I certainly am. But in terms of anything involving the Kardashians or the Kardashian world, things are not always what they appear. You have only to look back in time at what happened with Jordan Woods or Loss of Pippen to see the same thing.
And it's crazy how, with all the drama going on, the Kardashians is at the center of it. So that's why, on the business aspect, I respect the Kardashians. I hardly, if ever, clown them anymore. Ever since I started getting into business, I've grown a lot of respect for them, because although they may not be business-minded people, well, they didn't start off as business-minded. They surrounded themselves with business people. Now, look where they are right now. That's why I respect Kris Jenner so much, because of the business part alone. It is always an opportunity. There's always some type of investment to make out of drama. And you're right. The team that they have caters to this and is a powerhouse at this point. So, Black Man, you are 100% on that. Thank you so much. Actually, let's go ahead. End quick hits right there. Thank you guys for chiming in. Thank you guys who are listening. Let's get into another commercial, and then I'm going to explain to everybody I'm going to formally introduce myself on who I am and why I do the show the way I do it. So we'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Brytn Smile. Now, you guys need to keep your mouths clean, keep your mouths white, and keep your mouths bright between dentist visits. I get it. I understand. So here's where Brytn Smile come into play. Yes, good old Brytn Smile. Now, in this whitening kit, it comes with a multitude of things that you need. Starters, you're going to need a user manual on how to operate the devices that come with it. Next up, you have a shade chart to keep you posted on where your teeth fall on the chart. That is very beneficial. Also, these gel pens. Put the gel on each tooth. Do it correctly. Follow the manual. And, well, you know, we have a charger. It comes with a charger. I wonder why. That's right, an LED mouthpiece. This is very beneficial, y'all, as y'all can see. For the blue, it is on for 15 minutes. And once that is done, let's go purple, pink, whatever color you prefer to call it. Let's do that for 10 minutes. Go to Brytn Smile. The link is located in the description. Grab a kit, put it in your shopping cart, and when you get to the checkout, the promo code is BTSI for 25% off. Again, BTSI for 25% off. All right. All right, we are back. So now, actually, one more thing before we join real quick, you guys are looking at the ticker. I do assist one Clubhouse room, Bring the Smoke, King Taker is the BTS. Please go follow, support this brother. He has a plan, he has a vision on what he's doing. If you're talking about moving the Black community forward, like I said, me and King Tankers, we don't necessarily agree on everything, but we do have the same end goal in mind. So please, those on Clubhouse, go follow Bring the Smoke. Now, let's get into the BTSI show, then, now, in the future. Now, who is Christopher J? My full name is Christopher Joseph Ugor. I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. My father's from Nigeria. My mother is, to be honest, between Orlando, Florida, Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know, but my mother's from the Midwest and down south. Grew up in Houston. Wasn't much of a talker growing up because I didn't know what the words to say. I didn't know how to express myself to people. But yet I have a lot of things that I want to speak about. And I felt a lot of ways about a lot of things. And just didn't know how to come out and do it. And by the time I started to feel like I'm getting some type of confidence and getting a voice, PC culture came in. And with PC culture, it seems like we are not allowed to speak our minds truthfully, fulfilling. Or we do speak it, you're going to be quote unquote canceled, because I think cancel culture is fake. Or the next best thing, they're going to find a way to cut off your financial ties. They're going to look for a way to make sure you're silent. So honestly, I just got sick of it and I got tired. Then I was able to move out on my own. And when I realized the only one that's really going to hold me back is really me, I decided to do a show. It started off on a Android phone. Don't remember what Android phone it was back then, or some type of tablet. I started off there. Had a laptop and an Android phone. March 19th, I made an announcement. Friday, March 20th, 2015. I did my first show. Rico in the chat, what's going on, Rico? Then I started my show. So, and ever since then, I just never held back. Now, am I going to be flagrantly disrespectful? No, I don't do that. But I know how to speak my mind and get my point across without overstepping boundaries. Made a few mistakes here and there, I guess, but I just kept at it and kept at it. The audience was small. You can make the argument the audience is still small, but then I decided to grow from there. I was strictly on YouTube. Then I got Twitter, then Instagram, then Facebook, and it just started growing and growing and growing and growing. Then all of a sudden, I started to get reached out. Once I added a business email, people started reaching out to me. Like some of you guys heard the commercials. I have a sponsor with FNX. That's a sports brand, I guess. Well, not I guess. It does clothing wear. It does supplements to get people in shape and get to the right goals. Then what came next? Brytn Smile came next after I fixed my teeth. Brytn Smile reached out to me, and then when I started putting on suits like the ones you see in my PTR, those who are looking on Clubhouse, then Wavilo reached out to me and wanted to make me brand ambassador or social media influencers. Because sometimes when you start off small, sometimes you ask yourself, "Am I doing this the right way?" And I just didn't know. Then people started investing in me, but I had to invest in myself first. And ever since then, I kept on doing this. I kept on going. And then when I finally got into the iPhone team, uh, started Clubhouse. Now I added 300 more audience members that I never had before. And now I'm really speaking my mind, going in details with conversation that I think is not only thought provoking, but this is going to help us succeed. So, although I had little to no expectations, I still kept on doing it. I still kept on growing. And with that, I've been doing this for 7 years, and this is start of year number 8. So the question is, what is my end goal with this? What is my dream? What is at the finish line? To be honest, I never really thought about that because I originally wanted to open a space to where I could finally get my thoughts out in a controlled environment, my controlled environment. So when people say, you're not allowed to say that, in my world, I can say anything I want. And to tell, so people know that I am what I say I am, I go in their world and say what I want. Y'all, some of y'all see me in these Clubhouse rooms. I go in other people's room and I speak my mind. And that's what I'm always going to do. So that's the future now. The future now is to continue doing what I'm doing. And now that the more I invest in myself, the more opportunities to where this can grow. And then I can reach out to more people and we can all grow as a family. I've been helping, assisting people on Clubhouse to push them in the direction because although I know all of this, they are far more talented than me when it comes to this. That's why I'm always promoting Chicago, King Chicago's room. That's why I always appreciate Big Bag coming in this room. Always appreciate guys chiming in. It's like, look, we are going to grow, and I'm going to push y'all for it. If y'all want to know how I do all of this, hit me up. I'll show you how to do it. And people say, what do you get out of this? I've always been an assist man. I don't necessarily need the spotlight on me. So there's a way that I can give you something and I get nothing in return. That's perfectly fine with me because I expect nothing in return. No money, no congratulations, nothing like that. Here's the system that I use. Here's the equipment that I have. And it's readily affordable for anybody and everybody. The person that's stopping you is you. You want to succeed? Here's a blueprint. Take it and run. That's what I do for anybody and everybody. You ask me what I do, how I do it, I'm going to give it to you. And that's pretty much the crutch of the BTSI show. Now, Rick, I see you in the chat. Anybody on stage, this is an open time to ask me, what is the BTSI show? How do I do this? And ask me any questions you guys want to ask. If not, we could definitely hop on to the HBCU topic with Ralph Lauren.
So, go ahead, Black Man. So, Chris, are you currently doing all of this solo, or do you have a team that you built to kind of help you with the engineering and all the things?
Me, myself, and I. Just me. Like, if you guys click the link, it'll go to my YouTube. You're going to see me in my room. You're going to see me. I'm broadcasting live from my cell phone. I'm controlling everything from a second remote, which is a desktop, which is the first time. I'm currently on IG Live with another cellular device, and I'm talking to you guys through the iPad right now. And like I tell people, all of this is relatively affordable. So what they do in the production world, in the newscast, all the stuff you see on TV, I'm doing this all from my room, from my home. So when I tell people you can do it too, you can do it. And as a matter of fact, you can do it better than me. No team, just me.
That's what's up. I guess I'm about to go into Big Bag.
You kind of answered my question, so it's all good. You can move on from me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I don't know. So I guess some of you guys do know I'm of course with BTS a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'm a tech guy in my profession. You know what I'm saying? I'm working in IT. I've been doing it for quite some time. I really want to just see people grow different platforms and whatnot, especially people that look like myself. I don't really want much from it, to be honest with you. Just kind of want to see it. I feel like it'll come back in full circle. You know, you put positivity in the world, it'll come back eventually. You know what I'm saying? I've been in different kinds of spaces. I know how to deal with evil people and dark energy. You know what I'm saying? I've been that person, and I deal with good energy. You know what I'm saying? So I know how to read between the lines and shit. But with that being said, though, I'm trying to build BTS platform with King because of the following that he currently has. And I want to see him grow. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude.
Me too.
Yeah, man. And so far, I've put together a lot of things in the back end. But one thing I want to establish with him is I want to get him off of Clubhouse. So I want to do the streaming thing. And I see you're streaming and whatnot. I got some questions. I probably have some very specific questions I'll ask you. Maybe I'll write them down and hit you in the back channel about them. Mm-hmm. But like so far, what I want to do is I want to show what's exactly on this application. So, for example, right now we're looking at these different icons and whatnot, and who's talking and things like that. I want to show that kind of stuff on the live feed, as well as I want to show a portion of itself, kind of similar to what you're doing. But I just have a vision for it, and I have also a vision for it when it comes to monetization. Because I feel like what's behind the money is going to be controlling the voice. So in other words, like for example, if you had, I don't know, let's say Pampers or whatever is your sponsor. Mm-hmm. That's an iconic brand, that's household name, it's a Fortune 100 company, you know what I'm saying? That company is going to have, if they put a lot of money into your pocket, they're going to be able to control what you say. So I have a different route that I'm trying to go in regards to like where the money's coming from and how things are going to be, how the stream comes through. That way, it will free content creators up, whether it's on larger platforms like YouTube, or something like this, you know, or what's the other joint? It's black-owned streaming company. I forgot what it's called.
All black? No. Streaming company. Social media?
No, it just came out recently. I gotta find the damn name of it. I'll find it. But
it's not Zeus Network, is it?
It's like a streaming thing, just like this. It's just
I know what you're talking about. Shoot. Piff, Riff, something, Raft.
Yeah, no.
Riff Raff or something like that.
I'll figure it out. But anyway, my point I'm trying to make is that, you know, man, so yeah, I definitely hit you the back channel with some very, very specific questions about it. But I think that we can get the ball rolling with him, and you know, who knows? You know, people who are early in the process could be stakeholders in it if they have value to bring.
Right.
And you know, that's something to take up with you know, with King and whatnot. But ultimately, that platform can grow and be very large, and it's something to be looked at. And it'd be nice to see him on a bigger platform. Because I'll be honest with you, you look at somebody like Kevin Samuels, a lot of shit he spits out, and a lot of that shit is bullshit. To be honest with you, some of it, you know, has some good points, but for the most part, it's his voice is whatever the fuck he says out of his mouth is able to just rock because of how large he is on this platform, and I don't like that shit. And You know, if you got somebody like King promoting, for example, polygamy, why can't he be the polygamy, guy on YouTube or whoever? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, man, that's all I got to say.
And I'm not going to put that brother's business out there. He is taking care of something. But once he feels like his time is done in with this, what he's taking care of, he will then move over to the bigger platform. But we understand what King is doing. It's very noble, very honorable for him to do. And we understand. And we want to keep him and his families in prayer. But you're absolutely right. Brytn Smile is a platform that I do promote as well. And also, I didn't let everybody know, when they say BTS and BTSI, King Chicago's room is Brytn Smile, BTS. Mine is based off of a ludicrous bar. Many people think it, I just have the balls to say it. BTSI, balls to say it. I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to say what I mean, and I'm not biting my tongue. At one point in time, I had to. Now that's never happening again. That's why I'm glad with the people that sponsor I'm in business with. It's like this. I hope you guys did your research, because I'm not changing my verbiage for anybody. If I step out of line and be severely flagrant, that's one thing. Other than that, I'm always going to say what I'm going to say. I'm always going to be who I am. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Now that was the show.
Can I say something before you move on?
Go ahead, brother.
I just want to let y'all know I specialize in marketing, and my primary form of marketing is YouTube. I've been studying the YouTube algorithm for the last 8 years. I think it would be beneficial if me, you, and all guys have a private room sometime, because it's too much for me to get into. About what y'all just said, I won't go into detail, but when I first heard King's voice and heard what he said, I was like, this is the second coming of Kevin Samuels. He just don't have the marketing and the promotion, and he's not doing it on, he hasn't moved on to other platforms. But I still think that, and I'm not even saying I want to talk about him. I actually want to talk about you. I'm streaming you live off YouTube right now, and I'm just looking at everything, and you know what I'm saying? I just want to give you your flowers. You doing the damn thing. So if you ever get a chance to, hit me up, you know what I'm saying? Private room, or I'll send you my number, and let's talk, because I got some ideas for you, and I can give you a lot of tips.
That's a bet. I'm definitely going to link up with you in regards to that. Yeah, man. And you've been very supportive of me in these rooms as well. I appreciate you, brother. Like, real talk, I really do appreciate you. Thank you, man. But
yeah, just ping me in,
Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Now that's been the show. Now let's get one more commercial. Then we're going to actually talk about this HBCU thing with Ralph Lauren. Hey, you guys, please ping people into this room, because we had this conversation a couple of days ago for about 3 hours. It was a hot topic, but it was very beneficial. So we're going to touch on that again, but I have a little bit more information now than I did on Friday. So let's play Aubrey Noel, and we're going to talk about that when we get back. Today's episode is brought to you by Aubrey Noel, home of the sophisticated lashes. Even during the pandemic, yes, eyelashes is still a necessity. You might not be able to go full on makeup because you got to wear masks everywhere you go. So focus on the areas you can focus on, i.e. your eyes. And that's where Aubrey Noel comes into play. Today, I want to introduce you to Pixie. Ain't she a beaut? She'll even look better on you guys. When you guys get your chance, go to AubreyNoel.com. You get a better look at Pixie and sort through all the eyelashes. You got Monroe, you got Zola, you got other eyelashes that I can guarantee that you guys are going to fall in love with. Go ahead and fill up your shopping carts and look good during this pandemic. You can still be the best you, even wearing a mask. So go to AubreyNoel.com. Again, AubreyNoel.com. Also, you can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. That's AubreyNoel. ELLE, Aubrey Noel. Let's see. All right, no echoes. Good. All right, you guys. One last thing before we go. And there it is. Now, Ralph Lauren donates and collaborates with HBCUs. A lot of people was in an uproar in regards to this. Let me read something to everybody who don't know. Everybody don't know. Morehouse and Spelman is a private HBCU. One of the design directors in New York is James Jeter under Ralph Lauren. He's a graduate from Morehouse, class 2013. Ralph Lauren, in the aftermath or the hype of the George Floyd murder, although this was 2 years in the making, it started. The wheels started turning. Ralph Lauren has donated $2 million to 12 HBCUs, and he's coming out with a wardrobe line at the end of the month. The way I see this, the business side of me says this is a smart business move. Black people have a problem with it. Now, I have a strong take on it, but I want to talk to the audience. Real quick. Ralph Lauren, 80 years old, donated $2 million to HBCUs, starting a wardrobe line that's coming out next month. And this is all started with what is his name? Jeter James. Let me get his name right. Yeah, James Jeter. Sorry, he is a Morehouse graduate of 2013. What's you guys' take on Ralph Lauren making a donation and collaborating with HBCUs?
It's kind of a modern update to what they did with the offshoot of the Cosby Show, A Different World, back in the 80s, where you literally had a depiction for really the first time on TV of what it would be like, albeit at a fictional, historically black college university, to see the experience of young black intellectuals in their natural environment and just the kind of the hijinks that they get into. And the result of that show was a massive increase in enrollment and interest and financial support for HBCUs at a level that really has not declined to pre-levels before the show. And I think that this is just another catalyst for that. I would have liked to have seen, and I do believe they'll probably go back and do this, Ralph Lauren or other labels partner up with more HBCUs to make this more apropos, because there are other HBCUs that are just as high profile. You got Jackson State, you got Florida A&M,
right.
You got Southern, you got Grambling. This is something I can see them doing multiple seasons with. But given this particular history of Spelman, in particular, I understand why they did it, because they have a 120-year tradition of basically wearing dress whites to formal events on campus. And that's very, very, very easy to make a reality. You're thinking about kind of a fashion aesthetic. I'll land my plane there.
Thank you. Now, I saw the wardrobe. Okay, let me rephrase. I saw the wardrobe that everybody else seen. Little bit disappointed. I said, I'm not wearing this. This looks like Birmingham, Alabama back in the day. My answer immediately was no. Maybe I'll buy a shirt and a tie, and that's it. I'm not buying these suits that look like they need to be worn in the winter. And I was like, what's with the retro? Then on Friday's podcast, we had a lady who was an alumni for Spelman. She was passionate about this because she didn't like the deal at all. She said that is what they used to do. And another historian came in the room and said this is how they used to dress back in the day. They're introducing the history of Morehouse and Spelman to a black man's sport, where Spelman, they wore white on when it came to formal occasions. When she told me that, I was like, okay, that makes sense. Now, will I buy it? Maybe. Now that I got full context, I'll probably buy it. Especially they come out with a Texas Southern University one. I'm definitely buying it. Majority of my college hours are from Texas Southern University, which is at HBCU here in Houston. If they come out one, I'll buy it. But now that I have full context, I see it now. If you go on the website, they have a timer on the launch day. Now, for more context, Spelman, Morehouse, those are private institutions. They have to license. Their name is licensed. So they're licensing the whole Ralph Lauren deal, meaning Ralph Lauren can't make money off of their name without them getting some type of financial compensation, which is a smart business move. But let's take away from the wardrobe real quick, because people have issue with the $2 million donation. So they saying with all the money Ralph Lauren made and had, they said this is just pennies. He could donate it more. Here's my take on that. Anytime any business make a donation, I don't care if it's black, white, LGBT, straight, Democrats, or Republicans, anytime they make a donation, that's a business move. Because they're ultimately getting some of that money back, depending on how you use. There's two formats on where they can get that money back. The first one is the most common one, which is a tax write-off. Now, how much of that tax write-off are they going to get back? I don't know. It varies. But that $2 million, if Ralph Lauren just wanted to give away money, he's getting that money right back. And another way is how he's doing right now is when he's making a business out of it and making money out of it. Let's use Blockbuster as an example, because I don't know what Ralph Lauren's ROI is. For these major production deals, these movie companies, if they spend whatever the budget is, they need at least 2.5 or 3 times as much back. For example, the average Marvel movie or DC comic movie is $200 million, excuse me.
I got you, brother. As of December the 31st, 2021, Ralph Lauren's ROI was 18.46%.
So they need 18.64% back?
18.46, yeah.
Okay.
After covering all their operational costs.
So they needed $2 million and an additional 18.64 for the $2 million. So above that for the $2 million, how much money are they expecting back if he gave away $2 million?
Well, that would depend on what the net income was. Mm-hmm. They made $740 million last year. Okay,
but it's safe to say that he's gonna get his money back easily, whether it be a tax write-off or with this new wardrobe that's coming out. He's getting that $2 million back and then some. And people had an issue with that, and I had to explain to people that's how business works. There's no business. It's a rarity that you're going to see a business that make a donation just out of the kindness of their heart. That's how business works. You have to leave your emotions at the front door. If I give you money, how much am I getting back? Number one, am I getting my money back, first and foremost? But number two, how much more am I getting back? Because I'm not getting that much back. This was a waste of time. And I don't like my time being wasted, although I made some change back. But it's safe to say, with the 18.64%, I'm definitely going to use that number because I want to do some math on the side in regards to this deal. He's getting this money back easily. But let's add in another caveat, because I have to think like this as an HBCU student. You're donating with the 12 schools, that's $166,666 per school. Now, some people say that's not a lot, that's not a much, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. To those, I tell them go to school or shut up. Because there's requirements to get a scholarship. Once you meet that requirement, sure, take advantage of some of this scholarship money, because they're not going to get the whole $166 to one student. They're going to spread that out as much as they can. But guess what? If you meet the requirements for a Ralph Lauren scholarship, there's a strong possibility you meet the requirements for other scholarship, others millions. I wonder if it's billions now of scholarship money that's out there that has not been touched. So the way I see it, this is a win-win for the students, because number one, they get the scholarship. Number two, there's possibly an internship started with this, since there's a brother who's head of designer from an HBCU. So there's an internship involved with this, and you're opening doors for more students to take advantage of this. Because if this business deal works for this year, assuming this is a 1-year deal, he can re-up and do it again next year, donate more money to get more HBCUs involved. So I understand how Black people are skeptical of white people or white corporations helping Black people. But at the same time, one thing I would tell Black people is this: number one, get out your own way, and number two, he's my son is in the other room, so he won't hear me say this. My thing is this: let him fuck up first, then let's criticize him, then let's hold him to task. But today, can you stop fucking up this deal? Because you're gonna mess it up for everybody in the future. To that, what you guys think about that?
But where's the outrage with the sports teams for these same HBCUs licensing with white-owned shoe companies? Nike,
Mm-hmm.
Band One, Under Armour, Puma, Reebok. Those licensing deals are in place, and it's actually a major source of income for these colleges and universities. I think this is a coup. I think it should trigger these presidents of these universities to go out and proactively seek NIL agreements for their student athletes.
Yep.
And or licensing agreements so they can fund themselves, because they're not getting all the funding from the federal government, and they're not getting all the funding from their prior alumni base. Why not? Go for it. The money's there and it's being made anyway. It's a win-win for the businesses because they get write-offs, and they get publicity. It's a win-win for the colleges because they get money to improve their facilities, which guess what? Attracts more students.
No, you're absolutely correct about that. And speaking of alumni, because Black people, I hate when they do this. This is why I don't use blue checkies as examples for any time I speak on a room. And what I mean by blue checkies, I'm talking about celebrities, athletes, politicians, or politicians to a lesser degree, or whatever the case may be. All these athletes, all these people who do not have no ties to HBCU besides pigmentation. They say, how come these celebrities are not donating money to these schools? Why they not doing more for the school? It's like, Black people, nobody owes you anything. That's number one. So find a way to make it on your own. If somebody gives you some type of handout or open the door for you, take advantage of it. Like these HBCU students are going to do with this Ralph Lauren scholarship. Take advantage of it. But I'm not going to these people. I'm not going to these celebrities who never been to school and say, you need to be doing more for your community. You need to do this. You need to do that. What you do with your money is, for the most part, what you do with your money. Now, you want to talk about my financial matrix that I made? We can talk about that at a later time and day in regards to how to help people budget their money better. But as far as these celebrities, they don't have to do anything. Matter of fact, the people that are more inclined to give money to the school, to a Black man's point, are the alumni. I should have wrote this number down. I'm gonna look it up, and I swear we're gonna have a conversation about it maybe on Tuesday and on Wednesday show. But I don't know, my wife coming in the room. Majority of the doctors, dentists, executives, politicians, these Black people, majority of them come from an HBCU. I'm gonna have the number for everybody on Tuesday, and hopefully I can find that link as well. Majority of these people are HBCU alumni, and you're more inclined to ask them, how come you have not made no donation towards the school? Or if you did, how is this? How much are you making? How often are you doing it? Where are we at with that? They have more ties, more responsibility to the HBCU. If I remember correctly, out of the 6,000 colleges or universities that's in this country, 107 are HBCUs. So we're already, what's the word I'm looking for? Lacking representation, I guess. So with that being stated, well, you got Ralph Lauren coming in and doing this because somebody got in his ear in the corporate office, which is one of his directors in design who came from HBCU. This is a win. I know Black people like to get emotional when it comes to white people assisting or helping out Black people. I get it, I understand, but at the same time, this is not what we asked for, or at least this is not what they was protesting about. Now that someone's actually doing it, we have a problem. As a matter of fact, this is probably the deal of somebody of a white corporation asking black people, we hear you. What do you want us to do? Instead of asking corporations permission to wear a fucking T-shirt, somebody told him, I need you to donate money to the school. And not only that, I think there's a way where we can, business-wise, there's a way we can get this money back and make more money and continue our partnership with HBCUs. This is a win for black students. And the crazy part is the biggest enemy is black people in regards to that. What do you guys say about that? To the black people that want to shoot themselves in the leg in regards to this collaboration.
I'm just gonna say, that's the first time I heard about this shit. To be honest with you, but to be honest with you, it sounds like product placement to me. I mean, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like the licensing deal that they were able to get with some of these HBCUs. The reason why these companies did it in the first place is because they knew that these people who were going to be, buying these products and whatnot, they weren't going to be buying, for example, Under Armour because it said, I don't know, Howard University on it. They were going to be buying it mostly due to the fact that it was Under Armour and then it had to have Howard University on it. And they were going to pick up some other shit along with it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like that kind of thing. I saw look at it, to be honest with you. I don't know. There's another thing I was thinking about. I was thinking something else in my mind I was going to say. But I look at like product placement. I think it's great that they're able to fund. That's what it was. I think it's great that they're able to fund, the schools in this way. That's awesome. However, I'm curious about when the money finally gets into the school, what actually happens there. And I know this is a separate issue, but I know a lot of the money's delegated towards administrative duties and also athletics. I mean, and we already know that when it comes to athletes and whatnot and some of these HBCUs, that's the whole issue in itself. A lot of the talent is not there. It's going to PWIs. Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious on what the money's going to be used for in the first place once it gets to the schools. You know?
That is a real good point. I remember when I got a scholarship from TSU, a $500 scholarship. It wasn't an athlete or whatever the case might be. I had to make some type of requirements and send a thank you letter to them. No, you're right. How they delegate the funds is very important. I hope they don't do this to the athletic department. I think this should be more aimed towards the academic or the fashion department or whatever the case may be. How they delegate the money is a good question. It is a real good question. But hopefully we're going to trust that the people in charge are going to make the right decisions in regards to that money. Because the fact is, they're going to see, not only they're getting this money, they're going to see more in the future if this works. And we expect this to work perfectly. So this is going to be my opinion, this is going to be a nice long relationship with Ralph Lauren and HBCUs. And I just need black people, can you please do us a solid and stay out the fucking way? These kids need this more than you do. Some of y'all are like, you got $166,000, so you good. So this shouldn't bother you. Let these kids who have an opportunity to do better for themselves and do better for the community, let them do what they need to do and get out of their way. Black people, I don't understand how we do this in 2022. But other than that, people, that was last call. And that was a season 8 premiere of the BTSI show. Like I said, this has been a long time coming, but I'm proud of where I started from and where I'm at today. And like I said, Big Bad, we're going to talk. Gas, we're going to talk. Black man, I appreciate the up-to-date stats you be giving me. We're definitely going to link up and talk later on about that. But I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all of those who've been coming in my room, making contributions to the topic, because I'm not trying to break us apart. I'm just trying to bring us together with every topic available. And speaking of which, on Tuesday, the format of this is going to be simple. We're still going to do our podcast on Tuesdays at 12. Wednesday will be the Simulcast like we're doing right now. Tuesday, I'm looking to that number of black professionals, how many they are. and how many of them come to HBCUs. Because there's a narrative saying that there's not a lot of us, and they just seem to not look in the eyes of being a doctor, looking around being a dentist, a teacher, a politician, or what would the case, an executive member, what would the case may be. They're comfortable with where they at, and I want to expose people. Like, no, there's more. There's more than what you see right now, and we'll talk about that on Tuesday. So for those listening and watching, this is the BTSI show. I'm your host, Christopher J. Like the video, subscribe to my YouTube page, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, and those on Clubhouse. Click the green house, follow me and all the speakers on the stage. If you would like to make a donation, Cash App is the BTSI show, or if you're watching on YouTube, you can make a donation through the super chat as well. Participants waive all rights to privacy. Those in Clubhouse, those who want to join me on call on YouTube, all rights to privacy have been waived. We're still on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Once we reach that goal, I will give one lucky person $100. Just one lucky person getting $100. So you guys know I'm a man of my word. We're almost at 500 subscribers. I'm gonna give away $50 to one lucky person. We brought up his name earlier in the show. Bring the Smoke. King Tinker is his name now. Well, that's ultimately King Chicago. So if you're on Clubhouse, go to type in Bring the Smoke or BTS, and King Tinker is going to pop up. Other than that, people, any final words on the topics today for those on the stage, anybody that's on IG Live? If not, I appreciate you guys. Big Bad, Black Man, Jetty, all guys, Vance, and Terrence. I know you came in late, but that's okay, brother. The replays are on, so you guys can go back and listen to this. I appreciate you guys for joining me for the season 8 premiere of the BTSI show. I am going to catch you guys on Tuesday. Y'all be safe. Y'all have a good one.